Chris, a tough night for everyone connected with the club. Just your assessment of what you've seen tonight from
Yeah, it's happened too many times. Listen, from our point of view, we can't afford to defend in the manner that we did. Basic, elementary situations that we planned for and prepped for, and we didn't execute. We're talking a team that's an outstanding team. I think we all understand that, and I think that we made it easy for them, even though that they're outstanding and what they're doing at the top of the division. The gulf tonight, the gulf is big. We understand that, but tonight we made it enormous gulf, and they took full advantage of that.
How disappointing is it that then, if you've planned on stuff, that goes out the window so early in the game?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you look at the goals, tracking runners, and doing basic defensive work. We get caught in between. So obviously, question marks about sort of formations and stuff like that. I totally understand. We had a blueprint of it when we played Liverpool. We played 4-5, and we took them to the 96th minute, and I think even second half we had a threat, and I thought we were a bit disappointed that we didn't get a couple of refereeing decisions that maybe had got us back into their game and got us something out of the game. So we were looking for that. We felt that was the right way to go about, but obviously quickly unfolded from a defensive point of view. How easy we allowed people to skip past us, how easy we allowed people to run off of us, and when you do that, I think when you do that in League Two, they're going to punish you. But when you do that, and it's Rice and it's Odegaard and it's Saka and it's Martinelli and it's Havertz, at the top of the pitch, and it's Jorginho in the middle of the park, they're just going to absolutely murder you. And they did, and they made the gulf huge. Second half was second half. Delighted with and that might be a way I need to look now in terms of going down the road of giving the young players a bigger run now, the likes of Brooks and Blaster and others. I'm disappointed, in some of the performances, and I suppose I'll be disappointed in my performance as well. I have to take that responsibility. But it's really obviously a painful night for everybody.
In terms of the subs, you obviously made one very early in terms of bringing Norwood off and putting Osborne on. There were 3 at half time. Could it have been anyone, really?
Could have been anyone, yeah. Listen, it was a toss-up between, we just wanted a little bit more energy with Tom Davis, a bit more mobility. Ollie gives us a lot of things. Tom gives us some things. The game was gone as well, so we had to look at that. We had to change the shape because obviously Saka was having a field day out in front of us down here. So we were looking to wrap him up like we wrapped Salah up, and we were like we wrapped up the other guy for Liverpool on that night, but it didn't happen. But there was all sorts of things in there, like I said, tracking runners and being diligent in your defensive work. And their quick play around the edge of the box is incredible. With them 5 at the top of the pitch, they can just pop you around the corner, and you get a little bit tentative and you get a little bit passive. And when you do that, it's happy days for them, and it's especially when you concede in 4 and 5 early on. It turns it into the game that it was.
How do you stop having kind of games like this with the goals that you've conceded over recent games at Bramall Lane for the rest of the year?
Yeah, well, we've certainly got an issue, and there's certainly a trend that 1 goes in and 2 or 3. I've talked about it, and I've talked about it again. So it's something that we have to look at. 4-5, 5-4. I still think that these things happen. It's a mentality. There's a lot of bruised and battered players in that change room that have took a beating before me, and I'm not getting away from it. They've took beatings while I've been in charge as well. So it's a group that's pretty fragile at the moment, as you can understand. And I've got to say, and I've said this before about Sheffield United fans making the shirt light. The Sheffield United fans don't put any pressure on the players. The players put pressure on themselves by some of the actions that they and I involved in that. The punters are fine. I've seen this place when it's toxic. It isn't at the moment. I think they're just bewildered. Obviously at the moment we're all feeling that like that. I've got to say I totally understand the reaction for a lot of them, leaving the ground as they did. I've got to say I thought the supporters that stayed in the ground were amazing late on as well. As I've said before, they all love the club, and this is painful for everybody at the moment. It won't last forever, but it is painful, and me as being the leader of the group has to ultimately accept that responsibility. But the supporters don't make this a difficult place to play, but we've somehow got to get over it. Is it I go with youth and they play with that freedom and carefree attitude? Do I go with experience? It's players. There's not a lot at the moment that's stepping forward and saying it's me, I should be playing. Hopefully we can get a few back. Obviously you'll recognise that yet again we've had another huge blow this week in terms of Rian being out. There's players there that we're having to make physical substitutions because they can only play so many minutes. So that is another medium and long term thing that we need to get right as a football club as well, because there just isn't any consistency at the moment. There's no consistency in selection, there's no consistency on the training ground, and there's no consistency in our play. I thought we were really good last week at Wolves' second half, and then we come out here expecting us to take it on, understanding the opposition that we're up against, understanding that the challenge that we had in front of us. But we made it so easy for them in that period where they took us apart, and that's a disappointing thing.
Just confirming a couple of bits, Rian. Then is it another hamstring injury?
Yeah,
for him?
It's incredible. We had recovery day, and then he trained Thursday morning, and he went down. He went down in a heap, and we thought he just turned his ankle over, and then. He was devastated, quite emotional about it as well because of the work that he put in, his performance that he produced at Molineux on Sunday. So it's there's so many things that we need to address. We need to address going forward to make us more robust, to make us stronger, whether it's individuals, whether it's as a team, to get that right, because you keep chopping and changing, you're having to make physical substitutions, you have players that are not ready and not able to step out there. You can never get any continuity. But saying that, even if you do put a team out, you still don't expect some of the mistakes that we're making at the moment, elementary ones, that they're just picking us off. Odegaard just steps through people in the 6-yard box for one of the goals. The 6th goal. It's just somebody tracking a runner, and it's a great finish, but it's an easy finish, and goals yet again. I've got to say, when we play Villa, there's some incredible goals, top corner goals tonight. The goals are avoidable. So as always, coaches and managers will have to take that responsibility and try and put it right.
Have you got an idea on timescale for Rian? Is that his season over, or do you know?
No, I don't think it's his season over. But we've got to incredibly look where he goes, because this is not doing him any good as well as myself or the football club for his medium and long term future. We might have to just strip that completely back and lose him for the season to make sure he's right for next season, because this can't continue and can't go on.
Just finally, you mentioned potentially giving the youth a little bit more time. One of the positives to come out tonight, Ollie Arblaster coming on 25 minutes. Look really got.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's massively in our thoughts. He has been. So, we got to make some decisions. Got to make some decisions, because we can't carry on going on the way where we are. So if it is Brooks, if it is Blaster, if it is that, then it'll be. I didn't think before. And I didn't really, going on at the stage of the game as it was, I didn't really enjoy putting him through that. But I think you saw what he was about, and his maturity in his play and his attitude to make us better. Because certainly when he came on the pitch, we were better.
Thank you, Chris.